Good morning, everyone. So yesterday we are discussing about the interfaces. What are interfaces? Uh, Interfaces have a lot of important uses as far as collections are concerned. Let us see some collection. And some classes they implement the interface, and um, we have to inherit, or we have to only inherit that particular class which has implemented the interface. There is a interface is a blank abstract function definition, and a class have to implement a interface. So a Java library have both the option where the user can implement a interface, or uh, or the Java library have inbuilt classes which have already implemented some of the interfaces, and user have to means we have to inherit that class which has implemented the interface. So we will see one of the examples. Actually, there are two way of understanding. One is the collection framework, that is the collection of data structure like stack, queue, tree, and another is using the graphical user interface, that is also called the GUI. In some syllabus it will also be written as swing components, or Java swing components. Today we are going to start the Java swing component. And in regarding practical, we have already done we have done four experiments. Firstly, four experiments. The last experiment was regarding the interface, how the means I think it was yesterday, Tuesday. It was in Tuesday we had done the interface experiment. Before that, the constructor experiment. Before that, inheritance experiment, and before that, the first basic Java experiment. Uh, and now I hope most of you at least have done the experiments, and also I have shown you the online uh, editor where you can edit your Java code. You can experiment your Java code, and secondly, what you are typing in the editor, uh, each and every keyword uh, is hopefully is clear to you, why some of the keyword is used, why a new keyword is used, why a function is used, or why a constructor is used, um, why a public a method is required. So things like that, when you type the program, wherever whichever point you have confusion, better you ask, because now we are going into different areas of Java. uh, so may get clumsy um, things may get clumsy if you are not practicing the previous topics. Okay, anyway, mm, swing components. Okay, so Java Swing components. Uh, Here you can see there is a tree that shows the various implementation and various branches of a graphical user interface. So generally by graphical user interface, what I mean is I'll show you a GUI example. GUI example. Uh, so this is a graphical user interface. This thing. Uh, okay, this is a graphical user interface. This you can see here. This particular interface where user controls are fit. Mm, sim uh, Many all are examples of graphical user interface. This is another example of a graphical user interface. Here this is an example of a graphical user interface. So user means the user of a system, and interface means not the interface that in Java we have understood. The interface means the operating system. You have learned the definition, no? Operating system is an interface between user and hardware. So that interface, okay. User, that interface means something like which is used as a portal, or you can say as a communication medium. That is means the real meaning of interface. And Java also have a interface, but that is more technical. Okay, that is more technical. uh, but when we write the definition, operating system is like an interface between a user and a hardware. So that does not mean that there are blank functions in this. Okay, that is technical related to only Java. When you tell interface, so that is a technical component in Java. But when we tell interface in general, then it means that is a communication medium through which uh, some message can be transformed. Now this is a good another example of a user interface. This is a example of a graphical user interface. Graphical means there is a graphics component involved in it, with colors and figures. So all are examples of graphical components. Again the screen share has some problem has occurred. I will close this. I'll close this and please join again. There is again some problem in the screen share. So today we are going to discuss the swing component, Java swing component. Swing components in Java is used to create graphical user interfaces. Uh, by graphical user interface, I mean a, interface which helps a user to enter values. Like here you can see a example of a graphical user interface. Then some simple examples of graphical user interface, like this is a graphical user interface, and here another example of a graphical user interface. Here another example of a graphical user interface, up down. uh, so this is another example of a graphical user interface. Here is another example of a graphical user interface. So basically whatever we see nowadays today in the modern day, all are graphical user interfaces. uh, Windows. Windows is a good example of a graphical user interface. So from here, from this word graphical user interface, I mean to say that it is a medium of communication between a user and the system. Like when you when you write the definition of operating system, you write that operating system is a interface between user and the hardware. So that does not mean that operating system is a unimplemented function, which we learned the definition of interface in Java. Interface, when we write in Java, it is a very technical term. Like class means it's a collection of actually it's where teaching and learning is going on, that is called a class, yes or no? But when we tell in Java, if you were to write what is a class, you cannot write it is a room inside a university where teaching is going on. Okay, that is a wrong definition. So similarly, interface, when we tell in Java, it is a unimplemented collection of abstract function. That is the definition of a interface in related to means the technical concept. But when we tell the term operating system is a interface between user and the hardware, that means it is like a communication medium between the user and the hardware. Similarly, graphical user interface, in short GUI, graphical user interface, in short GUI, is a communication medium between the user and the system. It's a communication medium between the user and the system. So today we will see how to design this graphical user interfaces, and what are the things that is required in doing the graphical user interface. So firstly, we have to know what are the tree structure that is required, or what are the options, or what are the various options that are available. Now, to draw or to design the graphical user interface, firstly there are two way of doing the program. One is by inheriting a class where the program is already written, and by secondly by implementing the interface where the function is left blank and the user have to write the program himself. That is another option. First option is by implementing a class, or by inheriting a class, uh, which has already implemented the basic functionality of the interfaces that have to be displayed in the screen, or the interfaces that catch user activity. And the second option is to write the program by interface. That is, there is an inbuilt interface which the user have to implement himself. And when the user implement the function himself, then you remember that interface, if it has n number of functions, if in the interface if there are n number of functions, when the user wants to implement, user have to implement all the n function inside the interface. So when if we want to write a interface, then we have to write the function definition for all the function layout that is given in a interface. If there are n function prototypes, then the function prototype for all the n function have to be defined and implemented once the interface is implemented inside a class. So interface is a blank collection of abstract function that have to be implemented in a class, and all the function that contains inside a interface all have to be implemented if you are interested in implementing one interface. We cannot skip the rest of the function inside a interface by implementing only one. That is the problem of means that is one of the issues that be taken care of when we are making when we are implementing interfaces ourselves. So there are two types of doing this interface. So one is when we are making the graphical user interface, when we are making the GUI, and secondly when we are handling the collection framework. Both are two different area of Java. One is to handle the data structure, that is a stack, queue, linked list, that part of the system, and another is to make graphical user interface. Graphical user interface means where there will be communication medium between the system and the user. So both these systems provide user interfaces and also provides ready to work with classes, where the basic functionality of one interface is already implemented in some class that is there in the library, and we have to only inherit that class. That is the easy way. But if we are interested to modify everything, then we have to go for implementation. For the means implementation of interface. If we are to suppose we are to want to work with a linked list, then it is better to inherit the class that has already implemented the basic idea of a linked list. If we are interested to implement the interface that is maintaining the linked list, then what happens? Addition, deletion, insertion, all the code you have to write yourself. Means the these things will be not accepted by the Java system to write only one function out of the many if we are doing the interface. And if we are inheriting the class that already implemented the interface, then even if we change one out of the many functions, suppose we want to change the addition function, or how to add, at least the delete and these other things are going to work, because it is because we are inheriting the a class that already implemented the interface. So in Java system, both the options are there. A blank interface is also there, and a class that has implemented the interface, that is also there. Both are there in the library. Means for the interface that deal with the internal Java system, that is data structure and the memory and these things. Interface is also there, and library class is also there that has implemented those interface. At least the basic functionalities have been implemented. Yes, we can modify it, but if we are interested that we are not liking how the thing work, you can modify it. Then there are two way of modifying. You inherit it, then you modify one by one, or if you or if you directly go to the interface and don't want any help from the Java class that have already implemented the interface. So it is depend upon the user. So if you implement the interface that works with the components, it works with the components, then you have to implement each and every function that contains inside that particular interface. And if you are interested in just using the already implemented interface, Java have ready-made inbuilt class also that implements in these interfaces, and that also we can use by inheriting the class. Otherwise, implement the interface directly without taking help from the ready-made Java class. So there are two areas in Java where this concept can be used. One is the data structure part, that is the linked list, stack, queue, tree, binary tree. These things and these things uses this concept, where it helps the user with a class. Also it helps the user to freedom to write the whole interface himself. And second area where this concept is used is the graphical user interface. So now what are the things that are available in graphical user interface in Java? Let us see. From left hand side we are going to look at the Java panel. There is that is the short name for J panel, J scroll pane, J tab pane, J root pane, internal frame, split pane, layered pane, option pane. We are not going to do each and everything. Label, combo box, menu bar, toolbar, progress bar, slider, scroll bar, pop-up menu. So just a file chooser, color chooser, tree, label, list, text component, text field, password field, format field, text area. So mainly what we are going to work with is this text area part. Mainly we are going to do this text area, and we are going to do with J button. Text area, J button, and this J menu item. This is one of the important. Then sometimes we are going to use J panel. Most of the time J panel we are going to use J panel. We are going to use J label, and these things only. And rest of the things, rest of the so much of means functionality is there. These things you are not going to use at the moment now. So let us see what these things are. Okay, Java swing components. So I hope this screen is visible to you. So J button, when we mean by J button, how it looks like is this kind. There is this kind of a button. This button that we see here. It's a button. Okay, you can press this button. When you install a software, there is a button, no? Start, install, that button in the sense that where you can insert that. Here there is this button, and here are these are buttons. This here you can see cancel and set. These are buttons. These are known as buttons. Okay, so that is a button, and then there are the second item, that is the checkbox. Now checkbox means you can tick mark in the option, and yeah, button basically when you open your email, there is this submit button, no? Or that login button, that particular press this button, it is written, that is called uh, the button. I want to show you the button. So this is called a button. Here is it, where you see the pointer, this particular mouse pointer that you see, that is in a triangle shape. When I bring it near, it changes to a hand. Okay, it changes to a hand tool, right? So this is a button. Is and the color of the button also changes, and what is written here inside, sign in again, it is a button. So that is an example of a button. So we are going to create a button in the next few classes. We are going to see how button is created. And next, checkbox. Checkbox is when there are many options, and out of that we have to select only one option. Say checkbox. So here is a example where you have to do a tick mark. You have to make a tick mark when you install, or have to make choice out of many. Like here you can see here there are check boxes where you have to tick mark. When we go to when we order something, then when we do tick mark. When you have when from your mobile phone, when you have to forward or when you have to message some of the friends in a group, then you select your friends one by one, right? You select you can select 2, you can select 3, you can select 4, and in the left hand side you get to see a tick mark. When you select one particular, suppose you want to delete one particular contact, or you want to delete more than one contact, then when you press on one contact, then you see a tick mark in the nearby that particular contact, and you can like that select more than one contact, and you appear a tick mark on the nearby the contact. So that is called a checkbox. That is called a checkbox, where more than one options you can select. Next is combo box. Now what is a combo box? A combo box is a collection of values, and out of which only one value is applicable at a one time. Checkbox, what happen? Many value we can select. Checkbox, many value we can select, but in from combo box only one value only can be selected. Combo box best example is when we open our Gmail account, we have to select the country of our origin, that is India or your respective country. Then you cannot select two options. You cannot give two country as your birthplace. You have to select only one country. So it is an example of a combo box, where a list drops down when you press the triangle button. There is a triangle button. If you press it, a list will drop down basically. So here I will say this is a combo box. You see here, if I click on this, you see this list comes out. This is a example of a combo box. Similarly, if I click here, if I click in this particular, so it is entire screen that you see, this Google Chrome, you think it is a graphical user interface. Now if I click on here, here you can see this button. If you can see, if I click here, a list comes out. Okay, this is called a combo box. At one time I can select only one. At one time I can select only one. This is called a combo box. This, or you can say it is an example of a combo box. This example is very prominent in choosing country of origin when you open your Google account. Then one of next common example is the menu. This menu, can you see? Now what is a menu? Menu item is like when you open your Word file, when you open the Microsoft Word, there you will see lot of implementation of graphical user interface. So menu item contains the various options from which you can choose. So a menu can contain a radio button also. As you can see here, it contains a radio button. A menu can contain a sub menu also. uh, a menu can contain checkbox also. It's called a menu. Menu item. So here there will be all. So here this is a combo box. Here you can select only one value out of this, and the mouse moves, and as the mouse moves, the color also moves. This is a combo box. Here this is another example of a combo box, where if I click here, the list drops down. This is a example of a combo box. You select only one value. You can select only one value out of this list. This is a combo box. Then this is a menu. This menu, this file, this is a menu. This thing is called menu, where with each element, and there is some sub element inside the element. There are sub element. This type of designer is called a menu, or this particular panel is called a menu panel. And here you can have a tick mark, like here you can see there is I have done a tick mark also, automatic spell checking, yes or no. So I can write tick mark here, and then there are options. So here is another, there is a tick mark option. So this is if it is visible to you, then this is called a this is called a checkbox. This particular graphical user interface element, this tick mark option where possible, is called a checkbox. Then there is and this is called a menu. This you can see in this top line, file edit. If you click here, a list appears, sublist. This sublist can contain further sublist like this. This item, this element is called menu. Okay, this will be called as menu. So this menu. Radio button is a option where only one out of the many can be selected. One out of the many can be selected. MCQ answer, when you do the MCQ option, then if you click B, then B is your answer. If you click C, then B automatically disappear, and only one out of the many option you can give as the value. So here radio button, so here these are, you can see it's a radio button. So out of this only one you can select. Radio button, okay. This radio button, okay, radio button, we will do these things. So here is, you can see MCQ. When you give the MCQ answers, then out of the many option, only one at a time only you can select. It is like the combo box only, where only one out of the many can be selected. It is like the combo box only. But combo box is generally used when the list is very long. It contains like name of countries, more than 200-300 values. So then we are going to use the combo box. But if we have 2 to 3 options, and out of that, suppose the gender of a person, you cannot give checkbox, because there then the person will be able to tick mark in 2 options, both the two means both the gender, which is not acceptable input, and it's a fault input. It will be a fault error input. So better in this kind of cases use the radio button, where any one of the 2 options only can be possible. And combo box will be used when there are more than suppose 30-40 options are there, and out of those only one option we have to choose. Then it is a good option to use the combo box, because it saves lot of space, because all the values are hidden. Like here most of the values are hidden. If it was to be radio means if it was to be radio button, then the list have to occupy this space completely, and it will not be used for other purpose. So radio button, when you are using, it is there in there, all the options are visible to you from before. If you have 5 options, like here there is option bird, cat, dog, rabbit and pig, all the options are visible to you, and out of this one option you have to select. And in combo box, options are not visible until it drop. When the list drops down, that's why it is called, also called it sometimes drop down box. This box is also known sometimes as drop down box. Then options are visible, and otherwise rest the space, this particular area where the list comes, it can be used for other purpose. Then this is slider. Yes, slider you have seen, volume increase and decrease. This volume in this is called a slider, where you can slide the values. So this slider used for generally for um, minute calculations like value, volume and these things. Then there is a date selector, the spinner. This is called a spinner. Spinner means value will increase automatically. Uh, value will increase automatically, like um, mm, spinner. So spinner have two values here. One is in the up arrow, one is in the down arrow. Here the date is shown as 07/2006. If you press the up arrow, it will it will become 08/2006. Then if you press down arrow, it will again become 06/2006. So it's called a spinner. This particular panel is called a spinner, where there is some value and there is a up arrow and down arrow both together. If you press the up arrow, the value keep on increasing, and if you press the down arrow, the value keep on decreasing. It's called a spinner. Then there is the text field, where we enter values, user defined values. Text field, this particular, it is most common and this will be mostly used. Rest of the items not be used so much in the practical, but mostly text field will be used. Text field will be used. Button will be used. uh, Text field, button, whatever the lab experiments is there, because different experiments contain different illustrations. And so for the beginning we will do with button and text field. The rest out of these, only one or two sometimes, but not means not the entire list of the values. Then there is this password field. Password field, when you type something, the value will not be displayed to you, only the star will be displayed or this dot mark will be displayed. But uh, you can get the value, but it will not be displayed on the screen. You can get the value in the program, you can print the value in the program, but this particular value won't be display on the screen. Like here, when we type this text field, name of the city Santa Rosa, so this value is visible. But when we create a password field, these are all inbuilt. We don't have to program these things. You don't have to program these things are already there. This button is already there, checkbox are already there. Okay, so now how many values we can give in a checkbox, that is depend upon user. Some user can give 4 values, depend upon what options you are using. Some may give 5 values. So basically that's why these things are given as interfaces, unimplemented, because how many values you want in a checkbox cannot be predefined. And it can be 50, it can be 30, sometimes it can be 10, sometimes it can be 20. So it cannot be predefined. Similarly, the size of a button cannot be predefined. So mostly these things you will be finding as a interface. So when you are doing this kind of programs, you will see lot of use of interfaces. Because interfaces means this how many this means the to add the number of checkbox you want to add. Here there are, suppose there are 4 checkbox in here. In the checkbox property there are 4 checkbox, so definitely there have to be some how to put the checkbox add function. There is some inbuilt add function in the Java system that add the checkbox. So definitely how many item to add, 1 or 2 or 3, so that is left up to the user what to add. The user can add a group of checkbox, user can add one checkbox. So so sometimes some things are already implemented, like button, one time only one button. Here is so one time only one button only can be possible. So here no need to worry about a these things, unimplemented this kind of thing. But in checkbox, how many checkbox we want to add these things. So most of the times interfaces are going to be used in some of them but not in all. Sometimes directly the class is going to be used, but not the interface. Now problem with interface, as I said, that if you implement a interface, you have to implement all the functions of the interface. If you choose to do the design of a graphical user interface, this particular, suppose you want to draw this using completely from the interface, then for each and everything you have to write the code yourself. Only the function will be given to you. Now why the function is given? Because Java is allow only that function to enter its kernel of main execution area. Okay, if we have any user defined function, if we write any function of your own choice, suppose OOP 2020 demo function, you have given some function name, that function won't be allowed to enter the Java kernel. That function won't be allowed to enter into the Java execution environment. So the Java environment allows only because these are very because these things they have to be handled by the memory system. Okay, when you create simple addition of two number, simple greater of two number, if you want to do greatest of two number, if you want to do printing a set of number in a array, those things Java can handle, means without means much problem. But when you have things like graphical user interface, now what is the problem with graphical user interface is that we only create the interface, like we want to create a button. Now when you create a button, when you press the button, something should happen. Okay, when you press the button, some data should enter somewhere, or some data should delete from somewhere, or some data should come from somewhere. Okay, so something should happen when you do these things. Okay, so this kind of programming is also known as event driven programming. Okay, lot of things you have now you are hearing. You have heard about swing component. This swing component means Java technology tell this collection of this thing a swing. Why they said a swing, that you find it yourself, but they are said as the swing components. Okay, these are said as the swing components. They help the user to build a design graphical user interface. This is called a swing interface, swing component. And secondly, they are called event driven programming technology. Event means a party is a event. Okay, a birthday is a event, a ceremony is a event, a convocation is a event. So like that, event driven means when you do something, something has to happen, means event driven. If when you come to college, means there is no event, there is only regular class. Okay, so you may not come, but if there is an event, then high probability you are going to come. So event driven means when you do something, something else should happen after you do that, sequence one after the other. When you click a button, something should happen, a data should submit somewhere, a data should delete somewhere, things like that. So event, so when you do these things, some internal managements are going to happen. So these things are not allowed to be handled to the user himself. Now when you are making this button, when you create this button, you are not doing the everything everything yourself. There is like linked list. If you do in C++ or if you do in C program, linked list, you have to create the pointer yourself. But in Java, there is a inbuilt linked list data type. We will do linked list program, but there is a linked list data type. So that is why Java has given interfaces. So when you use the linked list program, the interface function which add element to a interface, which insert element to a interface, which delete the root element of a interface, there are fixed name given to it, there is a fixed return type given to a function which you should follow, and because only that function will be allowed to enter the Java execution environment. If we give a function name ourselves which we want to manage for the linked list, that will not be allowed to enter into the Java execution environment. So Java have given permission in the form of interface. So when you see a interface, that means you have to follow exactly what the format of that function is, what is the name of the function, how many argument it is taking, what is the return type, and that function you have to implement it following exactly the same procedure. Then Java will find your function. When you execute your program, Java will be notified that someone is following the Java interface, then that function will be allowed to enter. If as a user you are creating interface, then uh, you can not follow these things. But if you are if you are following the interface from Java, then you should able to follow. Okay. So we'll continue this next class. Oh, Didi, আপনি আপনি যাও কি